So we are all here working today at the property, which is kind of nice to have everybody here. But Dave and I are working on this wall treatment that we decided to do in the living room. It's like a shiplap treatment. We did the same thing upstairs in the bedroom, and it came out pretty well, but it was more complicated than we thought it was going to be, because nothing is level, nothing is square, but anyway, so Dave is right now trying to figure out how to make this two walls come together so that the line is totally straight vertical, right?
Yeah, so you don't see like a rickrack thing going on between every time a board connects to the next one over. You want it to look like one perfectly straight seam.
Right.
But if the walls aren't level, aren't plumb, then it will fight you.
Okay, so of course, as usual, it's going to be complicated and take way longer than we thought it was going to take. But anyway, so we're doing a shiplap treatment, and if this were a more expensive property, I would definitely prefer to use real wood boards for this. But being that this property is going to sell at a pretty low price point, didn't make any sense to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this laminate flooring, and basically it costs probably the same price for this one box of laminate flooring as it would for a single board, I would guess. So this whole box of flooring is about $12, so it's really cheap. It's not the best looking stuff, but as you can see, it's like not the most beautiful flooring that you would want to put on your floor, but for this treatment it's going to work because we're going to prime this and you're not going to see any of this wood detail in here. And it's made to interlock tightly together, but to make this look like shiplap, what we're going to have to do is use a spacer and just keep it a little, each board apart from the next board, so it really gives that shiplap look. And what I discovered from doing it upstairs is that there is a lot of labor involved in this. The painting alone does take a really long time because of all these jagged edges and getting in here with the brush, and then you have to do multiple coats to get full coverage, but anyway, it's going to look really good in the end, so I think it's worth it. And if you want to get that shiplap look at an affordable price, this is a really good idea, and I'm just so pleased with the way it came out and the fact that you can do it at a really affordable price. Yeah, so the other thing about this is that the ceiling is not even close to level, so what we're going to have to do is put up a board a little bit lower, attach boards across a little bit lower, and then establish a level. Is that what we're doing? And then we're going to scribe on the boards that we put up to the ceiling so that we can slide it right up and then fit it right to the ceiling. So the boards will be level, the top will be unlevel, just match the ceiling, but the boards will then be level from that point out. So that part, it's a little tricky, but if you have new construction or someplace that's really square and level, you won't have to worry about that. But here, of course not. Why would this be easy at this property like nothing else was? Dave is putting a board there to get a straight edge to work from. That's a board that I primed when I was just doing a test to see if this project was going to work. So that's why that one's already painted. And the other thing is that he's using, something that we need for this project, which is the brad nailer. Yeah, it's like a heavy duty brad nailer, I would guess you would call that. So now we're getting that first level line at the 9 inches down from the ceiling at the one wall at the beginning of it.
Yeah, see, that's already 9.5.
Yeah, this place is so unlevel. So Dave is getting ready to do the scribing, and it's hard to tell from this angle, but you'll be able to see it in a moment. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we have a little piece of corner bead that just was cut down. It's got holes in it, so that works for the scribing because you can stick the pen into the hole as you run the piece of corner bead along the ceiling. And he's starting from this side because that's the side with the largest gap. So you want to start from the side that has the largest gap and then run it to the other side. So starting at the side with the largest gap from the ceiling and working our way over, you can see how unlevel the ceiling is. You can see how that line just comes down. So on one end, Dave has cut off the little lip that would lock in with another board, since there's not a board to lock into, and we're just starting from another plane, like from a corner. So now the board is fitting nicely up to the ceiling. So he made sure to interlock the ends. And now he's checking this board also for level. Gun is temperamental. So you want to get quite a bit of adhesive on the back of there, because in addition to the nails holding the board firmly in place, David tells me that the adhesive will also form like a web in there, and when it hardens, it will keep the board rigid. So you can see that the boards are just nicely hugging the ceiling, the super irregular ceiling line, where David cut them to match. And then that makes our first course level, and then we can work from that course down, and everything else will be level. D.I.Y is carefully interlocking the ends here. So that once it's painted, you will not be able to see that seam. It'll just look like one long board. And we're creating that shiplap look by leaving this gap in between the boards. And the way it's working out with this batch of boards is that we're just butting together the two ends, and that way we get a nice even gap all the way across. Piece of this wall. That looks fantastic. First wall down. That was a lot of work. That was a lot of work, but it's looking so great. I can't wait to see how it looks painted.